All right, testing sound 1 2. Can everybody hear me?
Don't forget to drink water. I'm sitting like 5 feet away from you, so yes, I hear you.
All right, so I am having an audio problem again. What is this?
And we
Caught it before we got too deep.
There we go.
That's what she said?
Maybe.
I don't know what's up with OBS. I'm getting ready to switch out of OBS and use another program. Like Streamlabs, I think, is the only other choice.
I need that light also.
I'm working on it. What's up, Ash? Welcome to the stream. I see you in chat.
Womp womp.
There we go. All right, guys. I hope you have your delicious cup of BRES coffee. Because I know I do.
Oh, I got a jug of water.
It's not good for you.
Monster,
You need to
Monster-
dehydrate. You need to dehydrate yourself. See? BRES coffee. Pick up your iCast Fireball today.
Counterspell.
Captain
No.
FB at checkout for 10% off.
Now for free
Fuck.
trial, rent, or buy on Amazon Prime, The Beekeeper. So everybody can enjoy that movie.
Nobody enjoyed that movie except you.
Not a sponsor.
Somebody at my cousin's the other day was like, "Hey, you guys want to watch The Beekeeper?" And I was like, "Well, I'm out of here." Once was good enough for me. All right.
If anything, check out The Boys on Amazon Prime.
No, stop all that. We can't do that. We're gonna get sued.
Yeah, that's true.
Team Black.
What?
We are not trademarked and or owned
Team
by...
Black. Queen
Say any of
Rhaenyra.
Did you say you're
just like-
black?
What? Oh, hey.
Oh,
Whoa.
I said
Black.
Team Black.
Oh, Team Black. Okay.
Rhaenyra.
It sounded like you said I'm black. I was just like, what are you talking about?
No.
You-
Now, this is
Team
how...
Black.
Like you are
Oh,
white
why
in
did-
English?
Rhaenyra the Cruel.
That's more likely to get us sued than talking about Amazon Prime.
I don't think that'll get us sued. It's just gonna piss off the wrong person.
Yeah, that's enough to get us sued nowadays.
That's lame.
Breathing will get us sued nowadays.
Yes.
They can't stop all of us.
Everyone take a
Take a
deep
deep
breath.
breath.
I'm gonna hold my breath until I die. Until things change.
Why don't we just...
Oh, they'll change, all right.
Oh,
Alright, guys. If there's no other important announcements to make or anything like that, I know D&D Beyond's got a couple of sales going on, but we're not officially sponsored by them. I did read up on it. We're not technically supposed to be, like, promoting them. We're
Oh,
just
well,
talking about it.
kind of...
I mean, we're just talking about it. So if we're just talking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that coming September. I think it's 14th. The 5.5 editions of the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master Guide, and Monster Manual should be starting release, starting with the Player's Handbook in September.
Actually, it's still considered a 5th edition instead of 5.5.
Wait, it's being dubbed by the players as 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, no.
Nobody cares
Like,
about public
No one
opinion
cares what the
anymore.
players say.
Yeah, we don't care about public opinion anymore. They're all just a bunch of whatever
Yeah.
words you want to
Yeah,
insert there.
you know what happened last time? You know what happened last time somebody said that? Wizards of the Coast shat themselves.
Okay.
I was
Well,
Other
like,
news.
4th of July is coming up, you know, so have fun with your loved ones, your friends, whoever the hell you spend your time with on 4th of July. You know, shoot some fireworks out into the sky, eat some hot dogs, whatever you do. And then,
it's like we're getting political, so I'm going to talk about the debate. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
nah.
no, we're not.
And also,
For next Saturday and the Saturday after, there won't be a stream.
Yeah, next Saturday we have a player who's going to be out, and I'm also going to be working on a couple of last-minute projects. I was supposed to shave my beard today as part of a promotion for my upcoming video, but that got pushed off as well, so you guys get a little more glorious time with my beard here. And then on the following weekend, we will be out of town again, visiting Miami, and hopefully meeting Critical Role there as well.
SuperCon.
SuperCon. So.
I did say I might go over there, but I'm probably not going to be able to because it is going to be July, and that's when we end be searching for apartments.
Gotcha.
That doesn't sound like an announcement.
But if you guys can,
Wait, is that
if you
LaFay
guys-
talking? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys aren't gonna. I'm sorry, but
No, you're
I
good.
I was gonna say if you guys do like a meet and greet. it'd be cool
I
if
would
got
say
a
if
help.
you guys are trying to like get any signatures or anything, you know,
Send $50.
send it ahead of time so you know we'll have the cash and we'll get you whatever you need.
$50 per autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's just like a hello, like that's a like I wouldn't mind getting like a hello video.
I think you have to pay for that too.
Yes, you do.
Like I'm pretty sure to be like, hey, can you say hi to my family? And they're
Oh
gonna
yeah, sure. After it's done.
$100.
$100.
Matt Mercer turns out to be like the biggest money monger.
He's everything that they.
He's everything that he pretends not to be. Never meet your heroes.
Oh God.
Rufio sees me dressed as a pirate, and he's just instantly like, "You're gonna die." All right.
Challenges you to an Agni
I mean,
tag.
it'd be pretty cool if like there was if I had like a signature from Ashley Johnson, the one who plays Ellie.
$50.
Yeah, it's $50 for that.
$50.
50?
$50. Give me $50 on the item you want signed, and I'll have it signed for you. And then everybody pitch in, so me and my brother could take a picture with the cast. That's $380.
How much?
$380 to get the full cast.
Yeah, 'cause I think it's like $70 per person.
And then
Well,
there's a convenience fee as well, because
I'm gonna
you're
point-
getting them all together like that.
I'm gonna probably point this out. I think any of the amount of money, if I recall, I watched one of their podcasts recently. I think some of the money that they're going to be getting, or most of the money that they're going
It's donated.
is donated straight to the Critters program.
Yeah, it goes straight to their Kroger Roll Foundation.
But we can talk about that after. We're gonna go ahead and dive right in with a recap here.
Enough of Critical Role. Dungeon Initiative time. Dun, 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 dun,
Just
dun.
keep like
Cool
Matt
montage.
reflect through the window behind Effie. How dare you? The ghost the whole time was actually
So- On the previous session, we had a whole lot of fighting going on. Edard and Zoe being trapped in the memory simulator with LaFay as well. Just after losing Grendel to a group Lupgaro, they eventually united together and teaming up on the Lupgaro, they managed to completely decimate this thing, opening an opportunity for Edard to release LaFay and Zoe from the memory bank. Hugh and Fenrir, you guys were basically involved with fighting a couple of assassins who ran into the room and tried to like throw you guys off and maybe even kill some of the people attached to the simulators. While also being aware that an old friend of yours is outside in the dungeon somewhere. Near the end of that session, Edard, still within the memory bank, basically walked out into what seems like an old memory, but it's not exactly what he expects it to be. So we pick up from there. Edard, you see the wall extended around Ragnarheim. You see that there is an army extended outside of the walls, almost ready to lay siege upon the city. As you're walking amongst the soldiers on the wall, you realize that some of them are kind of like glancing at you, and they're like furrowing their brows in confusion and whispering to one another. You can hear them as they're talking, and some of them even turn to like look at you and like size you up as you walk by, and they're saying things like, "What's he doing here?"
Also, I currently still look like a Luke Garo.
So like to them, it doesn't matter how you look. It's more so like just your presence isn't supposed to be there. So for them, they're seeing you walk by and they're like looking at each other confused. You can do an insight check if you'd like.
Disadvantage or advantage?
Just a regular insight check.
9.
You can't really tell, like other than like some of the things they're saying that you're not supposed to be there. Why is he here? Did he die? Is like the most specific thing that kind of stands out to you. The only thing that you kind of get is that they're not acting like the soldiers and everything else that you ran into with Zoe, where they seem kind of like programmed to just attack. These guys seem to kind of be operating on their own whim.
So, not video game NPCs.
Not video game NPCs, no. As they kind of like start to kind of leave their post to kind of like block you off, the clouds above the city of Ragnarheim begin to kind of darken, as if a storm is quickly advancing in, almost unnaturally. The sound of lightning begins to kind of crackle, or lightning begins to crackle through the air, and the sound of lightning follows. But you notice that the lightning is giving off like a reddish color. You guys on the other side can see Edard attached to the machine, and the pool in front of him is also kind of giving that reddish color. And you notice that there's like a swirl of what looks like memories turning into what looks like this swirling effect on the screen. So it's unclear where he is or what he's seeing at the moment. Edard, as this is happening, a flash of lightning occurs, and suddenly the people that were standing around you are no longer standing there. They kind of like repositioned, and now it's like you're looking out, and instead of seeing a battlefield full of soldiers, you see that it's cleared. And it almost looks like some fight had happened here already, as there's remnants of armor and bodies and bits of junk and debris from the battle, maybe even mud from like the marching around and the chaos that might have ensued. You also realize that you're no longer in Ragnarheim. It seems like the ocean behind the city has disappeared, and instead it's just this open landscape of people with a fortified wall, like the city is just being built here, or some place is being built here.
Looking around, does it look familiar at all?
It doesn't seem exactly familiar to you. You're kind of looking around and realizing that not only are the people there kind of out of place, you notice that a lot of them are wearing like different colored armors and different attire. There's different races. There's even like outside of the wall, kind of on guard, you see like a centaur in like this long, like this large series of wooded armor. And they're kind of standing there looking over the field, and they're like pointing out, but you can't make out what they're saying.
What happened to the person I was following?
That person has now vanished, currently. So in its place, you're just seeing a new array of soldiers and a new location. The clouds above are now like building up wind, and you can see them moving at a sharp pace, and you recognize the signs of a coming storm, like a hurricane is brewing. Out in the middle of the field, you notice that there is what looks like a humanoid kind of like walking out in the middle of the field cautiously, like looking around. And the centaur calls out, "Stop where you are! Stop now!" And then you hear like some of the guys around you saying, "What are they doing? I don't know." They've never come that close. And you see like one of the guys, the guy in the middle of the field, he like kind of like cautiously steps closer and closer, and he like reaches out with his hand as if to like touch some invisible barrier in front of him. Make a perception check.
Nine.
Okay. You're just seeing what's ahead of you guys currently. The guy like stumbles back and he runs back far away from you. You see that like there's the edge of like a forest there, right? It looks like it's been like ravaged, as there's like big chunks of the forest cut down, and in between them you see that there's many soldiers waiting on their horses, ready in their armor, and they're like looking confused. The significant thing that you notice is that a lot of them are wearing black and grays and very dark tone colors. Some of them have white, and they look more like they're like mages or wizards of some kind. And what sticks out about these wizards is they're kind of in this old style uniform where they have these pointy hats and styles, right? The guy that ran from the middle, he goes over and he's like shouting out, and you notice that there's...
I kind of asked like one of the guys next to me, like, what's going on? Where are we?
He like looks at you, and he's like, "Did you die? What happened to the blade? You still have it, right?"
I think so.
He like looks around, and then he like just leaves you there and kind of runs off towards like one of the posts. And more lightning crackles. The scenery doesn't change, but you notice that like their armors and stuff kind of like fizzle, almost like they're not really there almost. But some of them are like, they notice the guy run off and they look back at you, and there's more whispering going on. And out in the battlefield, you notice that it's almost like someone's being carried on what looks like a platform, like a chair. And all you can see over the crowd is like this hooded figure wearing all gray. And as they're brought out and pushed through the crowd, they're set down onto the battlefield. And they kind of stand from their chair and they begin to walk towards the middle. The centaurs at the gate, they like call back and they say, "We need to be ready for anything. Ready the walls! Ready the arrows!" What is he up to? He hasn't attempted anything in so long. Now he shows his face. And this hooded figure, you notice, is clad in this... looks like they're wearing heavy armor underneath, but they're wearing this very thick, heavy cloak over them that kind of billows in the air, the wind picking up around him. And you can, again, start to like feel the rain hitting your face. And he approaches and he stands like right where that guy was. A lot of his guards like surrounding him, looking around, making sure that, you know, they're watching the wall, right? He like reaches out the same as the other guy did, pulls his blade and runs it through one of his guards, pulls it and then turns and cuts the other one's head off. His other guys, the ones carrying him, begin to kind of like raise their hands in confusion as he goes up and he just starts killing them as well. Chaos ensues behind you as well, as you hear people start to shout and yell saying, "What are you doing?" And a battle breaks out behind the wall itself. And when you turn and look, it's almost like some of these men have turned against each other, and a lot of them are trying to maintain control, saying, Don't lose faith! Stop! This isn't the way! We can't let him win like this! Hold the line! Send them out!" And the gates open, and the centaurs charge forth with an army at their backs. It starts to kind of become obscured the closer they get to the main target. This clad figure turning, like, sees them running at him, and he just starts running straight at them with his sword, like, wielded in his right hand.
And his army is not moving?
Behind him, you notice that when they see the centaurs charging, they seem confused with one another, and then they begin to charge forth as well. And as the armies get close and they are getting close to colliding, you feel like a tug on your shoulder, and you're pulled back. And when you turn and look, you see that the Whispering Knight, the one that you recognize and had been with so long, is standing there with their armor on, their ceremonial armor. And she quickly says, "You don't belong here. I can only hold him off for so long. You need to leave."
What's going on, dude?
You hear like a great like shout of the crowd, and when you turn back and glance, you see that a huge portion of the front line is blown back by some sort of unseen power, and then this clad figure leaps into the air and brings his sword down on the ground within the group of soldiers charging forth, and it just suddenly creates this crater and blasts all of them back. All that are nearest to him that he sees, he starts just cutting them down one by one. And you notice that one of them has similar armor garments to the Whispering Knight, and their helmet is off, and they're looking up, and they get into a battle with them. And she like urges you, "You must leave. Whatever is happening to you right now has given him the will to kill us all, and if he keeps doing this, he'll only get stronger. There's no time to explain. I know you're confused, but you have to go." And you suddenly feel like...
I think with it being my past mentor, I'll just believe what she's telling me.
Okay.
I'll try to make my way out.
So she starts to kind of like pull you off, and like there's confusion as guards are grabbing arrows and pushing against you guys, and they're shooting arrows down into the field, and you suddenly feel like these eyes on you. You feel this heaviness kind of like pass over you, like when you have somebody behind you and you kind of glance and you don't see anyone immediately there, but you feel that presence. You can make a perception check to kind of detect if you'd like.
Six.
That was your perception check? Do it with advantage because the Whispering Knight's there with you.
Natural 20 for 21.
Praise the gods.
I can see everything. I see the DM staring into his computer.
No, it's just like within the storm cloud you see my face.
I just look like Willem Dafoe in that meme.
Like, as she's guiding you through, you're like, like pushing your way between these guys, and you notice that some of them that run by are wearing like your great-grandfather's colors, like this old ceremonial armor that you guys used to hang within the halls of your home. In some instances, when the lightning flashes, you notice that beyond the walls, like behind the walls themselves, you get flashes and moments that are reminiscent to your old home, like where you and your family come from. But then it dissipates and changes, and it's almost like the wall collapses in the center, and you suddenly see an enlarged version of the sliver creature that has somehow made its way into the memory bank. And people panic and realize like this isn't, this is insanity. They're turning against each other. There's even soldiers who are just like slitting each other's throats, and you're like confused as to what's happening. But you notice that last second, the figure from the field had leapt up and landed on the wall and is like staring directly at you between the crowd. And she urges, "You have to go, please!" And she goes to push you through, and the last thing you see before you go through that portal, through the doorway, she turns around, takes her sword out, and begins to fight him as well. And then you're suddenly waking up within the chair. And you guys see as he wakes up as well.
kind of just like wake up suddenly and just like kind of frantically staring around and.
Fenrir takes his eyes off the hallway, hearing him gasp for air, and kind of like turns to look at Eddard.
I just quickly trying to like stand up, like I feel the tug of the thing behind attached to my head, and I'll just try to pull that out.
Let me see.
I don't know. I'll remember if I have to roll anything for that.
If you're trying to do it yourself, yes.
I mean, I don't think anyone's around me at the moment, so.
I mean, like, you guys would see him, like, messing with it, so you can, like, come over and help. I think you're all in that room as well, so.
Yeah. Last I checked, Zoe was helping LaFay's new orc.
And we'll say for the sake of some passage in time here that you guys have already pulled the device out of the back of their head.
Yeah. So Fenrir kind of like walks up to Eddard and kind of like grabs the top of his head. This is gonna hurt, just letting you know. And he's just gonna right out.
Yep. So it comes out of your head. You notice that the pool in front of you, the swirling effects begin to dissipate and still. But the last thing you notice within it is that there's a storm of swords literally swirling around, and then it just stills out into a basin of water. Do you guys need the map, by the way? Like, do you guys want to see the room at the same time?
No need.
Okay.
I think for this part.
Kind of just like leaning over like that bowl and just kind of taking a moment, just like touch the back of the head. How big is that hole? Or is it like somehow sealed? I don't know.
It's like a 2 foot by 2 foot bowl.
No, the back of his head.
Oh, the hole?
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel like some blood trickling there, and it definitely feels like, I would say, like, you know, tip of your finger type size, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. Don't ask me to do sizes for you.
Can I stick my?
It's a thick needle.
That's what she said.
You son of a bitch. All right, guys, roleplay time.
You good at it?
It's still kind of standing there for a moment, staring into the bowl, and just...
Do I see anything that he's staring at?
I mean, like, you would have seen it as it dissipates, but it's unfortunately, like, it's now still and clear.
Where's LaFay and Zoe?
He kind of turns and points out where Hugh, LaFay, and Zoe are currently.
Hugh's here?
Yeah. He just kind of blipped into an existence.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me about it. Start with me for a second.
Also,
Quick question for the people who just exited like the whole VR thing. Do we reset our stuff or leave it how it was?
If I recall, Effie had said that whatever is whatever is used or happens inside the VR world, it is separate from.
Aside from health, though, your health was still affected.
Okay.
Instead of doing like psychic damage or anything like that, which I should have done it that way, that's technically what you were taking the whole time was the psychic damage. But like any abilities like spells or anything like that, you can reset it back to what it was. Which I assume was at full because you guys went in fresh, right?
Yeah.
basically,
Well, me and Eddard, I think before going into, me and Eddard have probably used some things before going into the VR world.
I think the most I used was lay on hands, and that was it.
Yeah.
And what's going on with Grendel or LaFay now?
LeFay.
I don't think I have any
Trying to
NPCs
think
in this room.
apart.
Yeah, I have no NPCs to interact with you guys right now. So, not right now, anyways.
You said Grundle's there?
Well, I mean, you're possessed in Grendel's body right now. The orc,
Oh yeah,
remember?
yeah, yeah. I was like, who's Grendel? I forgot
Oh my gosh.
um, she's mostly gonna like think about when she was back in that situation with Grendel, and that she told her like that she was gonna like basically make sure that she gets home. So she's feeling a lot of like guilt and at fault.
Be like that.
Damn. She's like, she's like, it's all my fault.
Again, you guys are all in that room. I'm giving you guys a minute or two to interact here real quick.
She's just looking down and she just says, "It's all my fault." I let her down.
I don't even know who she's talking to.
She just says that, and like she
She's
just
just
says
saying it
that
out loud.
she's not like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
LeFay?
She looks up at Edard.
You got to role play it like you're an orc now.
I look up at Edard.
Well,
It's been a while.
what, what happened?
I might have ran into someone that looks like me, and let's say I lost the battle, and I took over Orc's body,
You
and it seems like I don't have much time.
No, I want to repeat that.
he kind of is staring at you, just like really confused. Like you took over someone's body.
She was messing with that little girl, and
Are you
I thought maybe, huh?
are you saying you're dead?
She looks down and she like nods very slowly. I don't know where my body's at. Last time I saw it was on the ship, but what if it's not?
Pinching the bridge of his nose. Just okay. Okay. Let's just focus on getting out of here. How's everyone else looking?
Everyone else meaning
Everyone
Fen,
else is dead,
Zoe,
apparently.
Hugh. Where's everybody? No more Borderlands. No more War Thunder.
I've been off it for a minute now.
No more
Sorry.
flooding in Iowa.
Zoe is Zoe looks at the group and She basically says she's fine. Sorry, she's in the kitchen currently.
Gotcha.
Fenrir looks at them. I mean, other than the crazy thing me and Hugh had to deal with, I think I'm fine.
We're always fine.
Okay.
If
I
you
kind
get,
of look around, just like, and Ona never showed up, right?
No, not that I know.
Okay, good. And what the fuck is that? Pointing at the sliver in the chair.
which
Um,
it's still like you can see little bits of muscle kind of retracting and flailing a little bit to put itself back together.
Saw one of those things inside of the machine, but
Yeah. Hugh, burn it.
Okie dokie.
Just Hugh.
using the thruster on the hammer.
Yeah, it's been trying to.
Show my.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
It's been trying to come back to life. So yeah, that's a thing.
Just lovely. Any other dead bodies in here?
By the way, you guys can count this as like the beginning of a short rest. So
Fuck yeah.
there's nothing
All right,
happening
cool.
right now. So like, I'm giving you guys some time to role play here, and when you guys say you're done, I might roll a die or two. This is y'all's time to regroup, figure out, huh?
I forget, for short rest, we have to roll, like, hit dice to heal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure, 'cause I'm more used to doing the long rest lately.
It goes through either way, even if it's disrupted, right? It's just that full hour it doesn't happen. Right, Fen?
So as long as it's for a full hour, you can choose any amount of hit dice that you have in your hit dice pool.
Okay, so he can't officially just roll them now and get the benefits. He has to like wait that full hour, right?
Correct.
Okay. So it's essentially you guys are. I'm kind of counting this as the beginning of the hour, and then you guys role play a little bit. I would even say like I'm gonna shorten it down to 30 minutes, but I'm gonna roll and determine if you guys finish that 30 minutes or not,
Okay.
and then I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So right now it's regroup, recover kind of thing. I wish Zoe was here because I have something for Zoe as well, but we can wait.
Do I find the sword that Hugh took off my body?
I mean, I don't think Hugh's hidden it or thrown it around anywhere, right?
Hugh!
Yes.
You still have the sword that you took off Edard, right?
Maybe.
Edard takes the sword.
Well, technically, I don't have it.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking.
Hey, on technicality, it's in the room, hanging up, but I don't have it.
Why is it hanging?
I was gonna make a trip alarm, alright? Fuck.
What?
Nothing. It was to try and figure out where the fuck that thing was, like, point to the weird dog-looking fucker. Because it wasn't invisible. I could not see it.
Okay.
Anyways, take your fucking sword, it's useless.
Only if you don't know how to use it. sheath it back onto his back. Any bodies in here aside from liver?
I think there's like just the remnant like burn marks of like when the assassins blew up. So you do notice like there's like some chunks of meat here and there against the wall, and you do see like along the wall there's like that split where like it's like a cracked glass almost, where something had impacted and caused the machine to kind of disrupt. You still see like little slivers of red running through it, as if it's like it's powered on, but it's not functioning right now.
Okay, so and what's on the other side of this door right now?
He's pointing at the main door to the room, guys.
Hey guys, you there?
Anyone
Yes, I
there?
am, Daddy.
Sorry, I had to move some stuff around.
Guys, it's just that like I have no NPCs in this room
Okay.
right now with you guys, so it's literally the 5 of you interacting. You know, I could just push it forward, but then we're skipping the rest.
Sorry.
So just for the sake of moving forward.
Yeah, you got our pointing toward like the main doors, asking what's on the other side of this right now.
Well, there shouldn't be a door actually on the hinge. It's just like a few planks of wood now.
Yeah,
You can actually fall down into the hallway.
like they makeshifted whatever's left of the door to like block the way in. But you can see like out in the hallway. It's nice. It's now kind of lit in the hallways. You can see these torches along the wall are like giving off a green flame.
Always with the fucking green flame.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Okay, so we know definitely there's a connection here with Farzan then. Alright, let's just run and get the fuck out of here.
There was something last week that you guys brought up. I don't know if you still wanted to do it. Was Zoe gonna try to use that spell on LeFay's new body, or what's going on there, guys?
She said yes.
Okay. So how you guys playing that out? I'm trying to cover all the little notes I have here to make sure that I don't skip over it, so you guys can do y'all thing. What'd you say, LeFay?
No, I was saying you want me to like roll or like.
It's really
No.
yeah, it's really about Zoe casting something, and then I think she has to roll on the table, or I roll on the table to see what she turns into.
I think.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's her that has to roll for it. Oh, it's the DM. The DM rolls for it.
What do I roll? A D100? What's the spell again, so I can look up the chart?
Reincarnate.
Essentially right now LeFay's piloting a dead body.
So her soul has taken over the body, and with the spell you have 24 hours to do this. So technically they would just be reverting the soul back to the body.
Especially because like the orcs.
The orc will be back where it started. LeFay piloting the body and the orc living inside of its own head.
The only thing is because I feel like what would happen inside the that place, you destroyed the orc's soul, so there was no soul to take its place. That was the concept I had.
One more time?
How the VR place works, if I recall, it was psychic damage, and it was kind of removing the soul from the body.
Essentially, it's splitting it off, and like the soul gets killed within the body, or like out of the body.
Because of the lack of soul, like there was no like at the end point, the soul for that body is gone.
Yeah.
The new host would be LeFay.
Yeah, so technically that would mean there's no way to bring back the orc.
Yeah. So in this situation, reincarnate would effectively be affecting LeFay's soul and a new body.
But that wouldn't change LeFay's soul per se. It would just change the body, right?
It would change the body to be a more suitable host and technically belonging to LeFay's soul.
Not if it's random.
But then, like, if we're able to get LeFay's body back, then
by suitable, I mean like it's not going to decay, because
Gotcha.
now the proper host to the new body.
Gotcha.
Is
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So the orc is dead for sure. Like there is no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's sad. I created something horrible.
unless someone has divine intervention. Which I don't think anyone here has that.
No.
Definitely not at art. So.
All right. How you guys role playing? That's before I make my roll. Make it funny.
Look, LeFay, she's got
yeah,
like...
I would say LeFay, while you're in this body, like everything just feels numb.
she's gonna look around and she's gonna like just pray like, please don't let it be a dwarf. Please don't make me be a dwarf.
She's in a dead body though. Like, it's not the original soul.
Anything but a dwarf.
Yeah, but
Or a
the
halfling.
soul does not mean the body. Just
Yeah, we're on
dies, like, as long as you're taking care of it. I don't know anymore.
I'm not saying it's decaying immediately. It's just like it doesn't fit her.
I'm just overthinking this. I feel I don't even.
I think we're all overthinking this. It's like,
Hang on. Zoe's trying to speak.
Yeah.
Zoe's gonna just walk up towards LeFay and tap her forehead.
You're gonna look up.
And that's when she's casting Reincarnate.
All right, here goes.
Here we go.
That's a crazy.
Reincarnates as a dwarf.
No! Why are you laughing?
Is that what
you laughing?
I got a 12,
No.
which is a
No.
hill dwarf.
Yeah.
She's gonna like open her eyes and she's gonna be like, she's gonna look up and she's gonna be like, why is everybody so short? Like, why is everybody so tall? And she's gonna look down. No, and she's gonna grab her face. No.
Effie.
She's gonna go for her ears. No.
Effie.
Yeah.
Before today happened, I literally told Ben, she's gonna come back as a dwarf.
We were just
And it's gonna be bad. Because Hugh would end up looking at her and be like, no, I'm the only one.
Oh,
Describe what your new body looks like.
Oh boy. Let's
Also,
start with-
hold on. Odds or evens? Odds or evens?
Oh crap. Evens?
No.
What?
Odds or evens?
I'm scared.
What do you call? Odds or evens?
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 Yeah.
You come back as a male dwarf.
What?
a male dwarf.
It changes your
I'm a
gender.
male?
It doesn't
So I'm now a male dwarf?
No, it doesn't. I'm just kidding.
Are you actually being serious?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Gender benders.
Don't do that! I was like, yo, like, she was just gonna be like, oh, that's not how it... Yeah, she was just gonna look down and just be like, whoa.
Guys, I got a hammer.
Effie.
I got a hammer.
Effie.
What's up, Zoe?
You can.
You look at the very last sentence on reincarnate before the table.
Or the GM chooses a form. No, I'd rather roll. I thought that was funnier. Calls form of life and experiences. It retains the capabilities it had in its original form. Special race for the new one changes its racial traits accordingly. Ooh. Let's not do all that. You know.
What is it?
You still have your. It would require you to change like your racial traits into dwarf instead. Which, if the goal is to eventually get you back to your original body, it might not be the best concept to throw everything into making a whole new character sheet based on this.
No, I mean you wouldn't have to. You just go on the D&D Beyond and swap race.
Yeah, but that changes the laws.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I feel like it's a very confused dwarf.
You could always just have her reincarnate as an elf. Because it is a proper
So
soul to a new.
I made a joke to him that if I roll the die and we convert them into an elf, it's just LaFay's body. It's like a twin of her body.
So when she's like,
But instead it's LaFay as a dwarf, so you have a little bit of scruff.
Wait, so I have.
Huh?
Did she come out blonde?
I'm blonde.
Why would she come out blonde?
Because he has his whole thing with blondes.
Oh. No.
She came out as a blonde.
It's literally like it's no, because it's just taking the original traits of the old body and then it's kind of mixed with the soul of LaFay, so it's kind of it's the birth of like it's like the baby of the orc and LaFay.
It is a great concept, and it's definitely like the most shenanigan-y thing that could ever happen in Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, every time we've done it, it's funny. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say she's basically just like no, just like kind of like looking everywhere, like no.
Hugh, your dwarf senses go off as a female dwarf is in the room now.
she looks up at Zoe. Change me, please. Please change me.
Back on the menu, boys.
She's gonna kind of like go on her knees and just like kind of like
Beg.
like crawl like beg and kind of like crawl over to Zoe, and she's gonna like try and grab her what she has kimono.
Yes.
She's gonna grab the end. She's gonna be like, please change me.
Technically, LaFay right now doesn't have her gear.
Hang on.
No.
Just so you guys know, LaFay doesn't have all her gear.
Hugh, I think, was trying to say something.
Sorry, yeah. Go ahead, Hugh.
I walk up behind Zoe and I look at LaFay and I'm like, leave her.
No. She's gonna look at Hugh. Fuck you.
You get to see what it's like being short.
No.
Can't reach places.
Zoe was trying to say something, and I think she just got overblown by Kita here.
I just took it within order, so like I heard Kita and go ahead, Zoe.
She's not. Yeah, she's in the bathroom currently.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of shenanigans going on right now. It's funny. The quiet of the dungeon does kind of settle over you guys as you realize that you guys are still in this room, and there's no more voices, calling out to you guys. There's nobody like, it doesn't sound like exactly is outside the door or anything like that, or anybody else is coming into the room. It's just very quiet right now.
Have we had a full short rest yet, or no?
I will say that you guys get the benefits of a short rest currently. So go ahead and do your points and all that. I'm going to grab a little more coffee. B-Res coffee, guys. It's to die for. Making my scary face. What'd she say?
After she sees you do it, she's like, oh my god, he loves the B-Res coffee.
What's wrong with that?
That was just funny.
No, I'm asking her, what's wrong with that? Oh my god, you like all of your sugary candy? You wanna try me? You wanna try me now?
Short rest, right?
What was your question?
It's a short rest, right? I just want to
Yeah,
make sure I got
so if you have any depleted health or anything, go ahead and, what is it, your hit dice, right?
Alright.
I don't think Lupe actually knows how to do the rest.
Do you know how to do your health and all that, LaFay, during a short rest?
Hang on, I'm putting a short rest, because usually when I put short rest, it'll, like,
Just
reset.
automatically do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to automatically reset any, like, spells or anything that you might have used outside of the memory bank.
Yeah, no. Just the health.
But your health, you're going to want to do your hit dice. Here, I'll pull
Yeah,
up short
I
rest
got
here.
a 7. Oh, wait.
She has to actually select which dice she wants to use.
So you can spend 1 or more hit dice at the end of a short rest, up to the character's maximum number of hit dice. So whatever number of hit dice you currently have available, you can spend as many as you want to heal yourself.
Can't do another one.
Add one more dice to my thing. Okay, that's not enough for me. What? It doesn't go that way. It's supposed to be like this. You want the bubbles out? Is that it? No,
Alright, everybody's good on that?
it goes on like this.
Are we waiting on anything or anyone? What are we doing?
I'm all good.
Okay, Fen? Zoe? You?
I am good in the hood, my friend.
Sounds good, sounds good. Fen? Zoe? Macarena. Who's that?
I'm good, and she is too. I was helping her figure it out.
You guys have had your short rest. A little bit of time passes, I'll say, not maybe like a full 30 minutes, but you guys are uninterrupted as you kind of recover, get your breath, and maybe like ready yourselves to head out. Out in the hallways, you can hear what sounds like kind of metal chains kind of being dragged along and kind of clanking around. What do you guys do?
Can I check to see what it is?
Looking down the hallway where you can currently see through, you don't see anything down the passage. You just hear like the echoes of like chains rattling.
Is there any noticeable scuffs or anything like that on the floor, or
Other than the body you threw down earlier and exploded?
Yeah.
Nothing specific that you can see currently.
Okay.
How's everyone feeling? Good to go?
Yeah,
She's
I'm
gonna
fine.
look at her.
Don't worry. You look good as a dwarf.
And again, being aware,
What a reason to think of.
Zoe's gonna be kind of following along from behind.
okay, so you guys are gonna head out.
I think if we're ready, yeah.
Okay, who's in lead?
I'll kind of just like step out first and see if there's anything in the hallways first.
You see anything so far?
I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen here for you guys to see the map here. Is that a good view? You guys can see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Am I seeing anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check. No, you're still in your. Oh, well, you're in your human form now.
Well, I mean, either way, like if I were stepping around, like it would still give me the advantage.
Yeah, go ahead and do it with advantage.
I just got an 8, so.
Nothing really stands out except the immediate smell of like, rotted flesh down the passage ahead, which I would say like you can kind of see the body like right around here, or like what the remains of the exploded body like right around here, and then again kind of going down the hall you see that there's torches every few feet, and then also left to right the same thing. So there's a couple of more torches that kind of light the path.
Is it all green flame in each direction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. LaFay, do you remember how you got in here, or was it, I'm assuming, the same way as we did?
She's gonna look around. Hang on, it's like. Gee. No, I don't remember. Sorry.
You can make an intelligence check to try to remember.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Because you remember at least how you went
Like
in,
some.
right? Like, like using the darkest secret, right? You remember that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got an 8.
You only tell him
Okay.
that. You're like, I remember telling my deepest, darkest secret.
Okay, so same as everyone else. All right, before we try to get out of here, is there anyone else we have to try to find?
And like, if it's helpful at all, you remember that this way, like.
No, I
to
remember
your
that
right?
area.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
just more like trying. Edward doesn't know that LaFay went in this way, so it's like, kind of turn around. It's like, before we try to find a way out of here, is there anything else or anyone else that we have to find? I'm looking at LaFay.
You said if there's anyone that we have to find. Sorry.
Anyone else or anything else that we should find before we try to get out of here?
Thinking back, didn't Jim or Omin like also do the deepest darkest secret? He came with me. Okay.
What was the question? Sorry.
Going back to when they were doing the deepest darkest secret, Jim and Omin, did one of them come with me as well?
They both did.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I assume
Jim
you're right
and
next to
Omin-
Edward, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She looks right up at him.
And you said Zoe's following behind you, right, Fun? I'm gonna put Hugh like kind of at the rear here. So this is you guys coming out of that room behind Edward.
Wait, so did you say something about Omen?
Yeah, she looks up and she says, yeah, I mean, Jim and Omen came along, but I don't know where they're at.
Okay. I'll try sniff around, see if I can catch their scent.
You can make another perception check. If anybody has those heightened senses, you can go ahead and make your perception checks now if you'd like.
How do I keep rolling low?
It's one of those nights, bro. It's one of those nights.
9.
1 second, I gotta roll.
Smells like a dark, wet dungeon.
Oh, it smells like his clone.
I got a 27.
So, you do have the familiar sense of, like, maybe Jim Dark Magic's cologne somewhere ahead of you guys, like north. But it's also kind of coming from the left as well. Since you got a 27, you're pretty sure that wherever they were taken through was down the left side passage.
Fenrir kind of like sniffing the air. He looks over at Eddard. I don't know, but that magic guy smells like he's off to the left. His cologne reeks.
Alright. Okay, still good to find traps and stuff?
Let me try. She's gonna go to. Would that be Wouldn't Slit a Hen be the one, or no? That's like a different
What?
Investigation, I think, is what you would use.
investigation.
Mm-hmm. Like, what, it gives her advantage on detecting traps?
She would have to
Yeah, like.
detect traps and all that stuff.
Well, I rolled a 4, so.
In this immediate area, aside from the crushed wall to the right of Eddard, where Fenrir had smashed open and grabbed a guy way before, that's the only thing that really looks off here. aside from the darkness or the quietness that's coming from the rooms or the dungeon itself. So you do not detect any traps.
All right, let's go. Takes first step, blows up.
You headed to the left then?
Yeah, I'm assuming there's nothing down there like to see.
You're 30 feet, right?
I can move up 50 feet.
So
Do I step on any traps?
I would say you are currently okay, and then LaFay's behind you, right? I'm assuming you guys are all following together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Edward, as you're kind of leading the group, you notice that here to the left here, like right around in this corner, there looks like there's a couple of like chairs there and maybe like a table, and there looks like there's some dice laid out and some old like ancient coins that have just kind of stuck to the table over time, and maybe kind of like investigating them, you kind of touch them, they look kind of slimed out, like they've been there for a long time and the residue's built up around them. They're kind of greenish, kind of like when you see copper turning green, you know, that's what it kind of resembles. Obviously no one's been here for a while. There's cobwebs over the table and the chairs. You kind of have this sense that maybe like somebody used to stand guard here. Hugh, you hear the rattling of chains. I would say like most of the people in the back can hear the rattle of chains coming from behind you guys.
Do I hear singing too?
Singing?
Yeah.
Why would you hear singing?
Well, most people that are in chains are slaves, and you know they sing.
Shut the... Come on, Hugh.
It's true. Prisoners are slaves. They sing when they're chained.
No, Hugh. No,
No.
you do not.
Okay.
You do start to hear like a voice from behind you guys, and you can't tell exactly where it's coming from, but you do hear, "No, not that, not my hair, no!" And then the voice echoes across, and all of you hear it.
Not my problem.
Who did it sound like?
Sounded like Jim Dark Magic.
From behind us?
Mm-hmm.
I lied. That's my problem.
Now, like the conflicting thing is that with Fenrir's senses, he's definitely picking up the scent getting stronger from the direction you guys are headed currently. You, where you're standing, your senses may be a little more attuned now because you're getting closer to wherever he was dragged through. But now the sound effect is coming from behind you guys now. You have 10?
Kind of look over at Fenrir's like, you're very sure this way, right?
It smells like pompous asshole.
Not my hair! Don't let him do this to me! And then you hear Omin saying, "You're gonna have to kill me!" And then you hear Omin screaming, No, wait, not my change! Don't touch my money!"
Look down the hallway now, like going forward. Like, do I see anything down that way?
So you notice that there are a series of torches along the right side of the wall, right? You can kind of see on the left side, there are what looks like a well, that's not supposed
An
to be.
assassin.
No. You notice that like
Also, I move forward a little bit. That way, not everyone's just sitting in a single file there.
okay, yeah, and
That way, they can all just like, you know,
spread out a little bit.
yeah, if they want to. Up to them, really. So I don't know.
Yeah, you guys are all headed the same direction. You're like
I'll
kind
be
of
heading with. If Eddard moves up, I'm gonna move up with Eddard.
kind of shift up here.
Yeah.
Okay. What you guys notice in this passage is along the walls here, there's a torch on the wall, right? And then directly across from it, you guys see what looks like cells with these old rustic-looking bars. Some of them hang open, some of them are closed. You just can't tell from this angle if there's anyone or anything inside of them.
But they're open.
Some of them are open. Some of them look like they've been shut and locked.
Okay.
The further down it gets, obviously, the harder it is to tell, right?
I mean, I can see for 120 feet in darkness, so.
I mean, you can tell that they're close. At
Okay.
best. Yeah. How do you guys proceed?
Alright. Probably keep LaFay next to me so that way she can spot any traps. And I'll.
You want her to go ahead?
I don't know how her health's looking.
So LaFay, kind of like standing next to Eddard, like right around here. Okay. You can go ahead and make another investigation roll.
Holy natural 2022.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So you're like looking at the passage, right? You see the bars like with these little cages. You also notice that the flooring, it looks like very bumpy and kind of disleveled, almost as if somebody had put a sheet over the floor. But it's very like when you reach down and you touch it, it feels kind of crusted. So like what would be perceived normally as if it's like a dirty floor covered in grime and everything, you start to realize that it's not exactly dirt and grime, more so like somebody put a sheet of or something to cover the floor.
Is there like rubble or anything around her?
Rubble?
Yeah, or like anything like a
No.
like a piece of rock or anything like that.
No.
She's gonna point at the floor. She's gonna point right there. Whole floor.
I think it happens to her because he's living on the job.
Says the whole floor is a trap.
Sorry, what was that?
She says she talks about the floor being like a trap.
Okay.
She doesn't have anything to throw. Because I was gonna like throw something out the floor, see what like you know.
Do you have like a 10-foot pole or whatever it is that comes in?
She. Let me see.
Okay, I'm just gonna start moving forward.
Okay.
Just,
How many feet are you moving forward?
I move 10 feet forward to look inside that cell.
All right. So when you step on like that flooring, you notice it kind of like crankles like wrapping paper, and just like. And you can kind of feel the floor is like bumpy, like unlike the rest of the stone paved floor, this area feels very like uneven and kind of weird, like under your boots. And when you look into the room, you see that like there is like a skeletal body, very old and decrepit. It seems to be very frail, like as if you were to touch it, it would just fall to dust, right? And you notice that like the lower half is missing. And it's just like laid out against the wall.
Okay.
Real fast. Fender kind of like looks over at Hugh. Hey.
Why?
So Hugh, being at the back of the line, You're a little bit further away from where Fen is currently, so you hear him calling to you. You still hear the rattle of chains, and like every once in a while, you can hear like someone being tortured almost. So, hearing Fen and hearing that, what do you do?
I focus on Fen at the moment.
Okay, you moving up then?
No, I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm just gonna call out to him. Because I heard him.
Up a little bit.
I would assume Zoe would have moved up with you.
Yeah. Zoe
Okay.
moved up a little bit into that little chamber right there.
Okay.
You think there's loot in here?
He was talking to you, Hugh.
Oh, I thought he was talking to you.
No. I'm not even there right now.
For some reason, I was talking to you. I don't know why. Sorry, repeat yourself there, Fen. Sorry, I just kind of spaced out thinking you're talking to Effie.
One day I'll play again.
Yeah, he kind of peeks around the corner. You think there's any loot in this place?
Probably.
Huh.
I mean, it does seem like a dungeon from what I can tell. And 90% of the time, dungeons have loot.
That's fair. He like looks forward. Eddard,
Yeah.
did you find any bodies?
The skeleton. I'm gonna be kind of pulling like one of those torches that I found earlier when we first got in, and kind of throw it along the floor to see if it triggers anything.
Okay. So you lit it, tossed it down,
No, I'm just throwing it down there.
or just an unlit torch?
Yeah.
So you toss it down the passage, and you can hear that crinkling of wrapper paper almost, and it rolls off, and it doesn't trigger or set anything off in particular.
And what'd you say it felt like?
It feels like you're stepping on wrapping paper, like old wrapping paper. Essentially, it's almost like.
Does it look like dried saliva of any kind?
If I had to describe it, it almost looks like camo. Like camo was laid on the floor to match like the flooring, but it's since been like kind of laying there for a while and maybe just kind of like absorbed and dried out at some point. So it's just kind of laid out there. She hasn't lifted it or done anything like that in particular, so. But when you throw the torch down the passage and after you even stepped on it, it doesn't trigger or set anything off. I forgot to mention at the end of the passageway, you guys do see that there's like on the to the right of this last cell, there's like a door like right here. So like that's the only other significant thing I would say like within this area.
Alright, so probably moving forward, all of us keep 5 to 10 feet in between all of us, so if we do trigger anything, we don't all get hit.
Okay.
How many feet are you moving up?
I'm gonna first try to see if I can lift up the stuff you said.
Sure.
So, why not?
So you start to kind of lift it up, and it kind of all lifts up together, and it kind of creates like this lift of the floor, and it kind of goes ahead of you. And when you like look under it and you kind of rip it, maybe it comes apart and just breaks apart like little flakes of I would say like seaweed, you know, like the brittle seaweed stuff that you can get for like, you know, your food and all that. But it's like breaks and crinkles down, and you look under the floor and you notice that there's like these grates, like these holes that run along the floor. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Actually, LaFay, you can make one as well.
Now I roll high.
What's it called?
Dirty 20.
Rolling?
Investigation.
Investigation again? Alright, guys. 8.
And you got a 20?
Yeah, dirty 20.
So you lift up this wrapping paper, this camo, and you pull it aside, maybe even like unveiling another part of the floor ahead of you guys, right? And when you crunch it off to the corner, you're looking at the ground. You notice that like the floor being all bumpy, you realize that it's corroded, like something had burned away at the floor. And if Fen, we're from
Like
where
all
you're
those-
standing, in your perspective, you can also make an investigation.
Like it's going down the hallway.
Yeah, like kind of going down the passage underneath this paper, you can kind of tell that this flooring and even parts of the wall here look like they were corroded away at some point.
Okay. I'll just wait for everyone to finish with their investigations.
Yeah, LaFay, she's just like bumpy floor. She got a 9, right? Or an 8, right, LaFay?
Yeah.
She was way below the standard. And Fen, did you catch me when I said that you can investigate as well?
1 second.
Sure.
I'm rolling that right now with 0 intelligence. 11.
Okay. Yes, you see as much as LaFay does. Bumpy floor, bumpy walls, bumpy ceiling, and there's holes with little grates over them.
This place looks a little weird.
Yeah. What did the grates look like again?
So imagine
Like, it looked like anything came out of the grates.
So imagine like a hole, like like this big, and there's like metallic grates running over it, and it looks kind of rusted out, like water's kind of corroded it away, but the surrounding floor where it's supposed to be stone looks like it's been kind of burned away at some point.
Okay, so it's not like the entire floor around.
No,
like,
it's
grates.
going all along the hallway from where Fen is standing, right, like right around here. Actually, just before where just right where LaFay is standing, that's where that flooring starts to look like that, going all the way down. So it seemingly goes all the way down, and that covers that they had on the floor, whatever's left is covering what you assume to be more of that flooring, and more of that tiling, and more of the grates might be there. You just can't tell exactly like why.
Okay, so I guess I'll cautiously start moving forward.
How many feet?
Up to the next cell.
Okay. LaFay, are you following as well?
See, yes.
How many feet? You got 20 feet between you and Edward right now. I assume like maybe 5 feet between you guys.
5 to 10 feet.
Yes.
Fen, doing the same?
Definitely not as cautiously, but I am going to follow behind like 10 feet.
Like
He's
right around
very
here?
strange. Yeah. No, one more up.
Okay. And then Zoe doing the same?
Yes, she is. Sorry, I didn't receive the audio on that one.
All right, you're good. And then Hugh as well. Are you kind of like curious about the chains and the sounds coming from behind you guys? What you doing?
Not really. Doesn't concern me.
Okay. So you move up.
Yep.
Okay. Edward, at this point, like further ahead, you can see you got another 45 feet to get to like where that door is.
Anything in the cell?
Within this cell, it is completely empty, and like the bar is like not completely closed. It's just kind of like sitting like halfway open. Nothing inside like sticks out to you, except more of like that corrosion along the walls that matches the floor that you guys are walking on.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just like keep walking down the tunnel, but again, just being cautious and checking each cell as I go down.
So moving up to the next cell, right?
Just to save us time, I'm just saying that I'm walking all the way down until like whenever something happens. But I'm gonna be checking the cells as I go.
Okay. Within this cell right here, You do notice that there's more of those like skeletons. There's two of them this time, and they look like they were like on top of each other, like holding onto each other on the bed. And the bed looks like it's like tipped over and busted over time, but their remains look like they were entangled with each other, and parts of their the bones that are left over look like they're just corroded and gone. And when you kind of reach this next cell, again, same scenario. You notice that they're like kind of laid on the floor, and their hand was like kind of just reaching between the bars. The same thing, like most of the bottom jaw is gone, and along with the rest of the body, it's just very little remains of the bones. LaFay, you moving up as well, so kind of keeping the same distance?
Yeah.
Doing any other investigating as you move through?
Yeah, let me. Another 8.
Okay. Fen? Same thing?
Definitely looking around for anything that's maybe shiny as I pass by these cells. Shiny or unorthodox in meaning or anything like that.
I mean, the brightest thing in this area would be the torches along the walls, which every once in a while you guys do notice like flicker, and it almost like some of the flicks of the flame almost kind of trail with you guys, like it's watching you almost. Are you also investigating at all?
Zoe?
Zoe can investigate too if she wants.
I rolled a 10 on my investigation.
Gotcha.
Actually, should I have rolled anything?
Not just yet. I got you in a second. If you're selectively investigating, then yes, you can roll to investigate as well.
Okay, I was just asking like if I was supposed to or not. So.
Yeah, you can investigate now if you'd like. Like as you're moving up the passage. And again, because you have like amazing sight and stuff, you know, it helps.
I don't even think I would have advantage because it's an unknown area.
Let me know what Zoe's doing when you can.
Are you investigating as you? Yes, she is. She's rolling. But you said she was following behind Fenrir.
Okay. Important to know if it's before or after she goes, so. Where she just following
She rolled
through.
a 6.
Gotcha. Alright, and then Hugh? Would you like to investigate now before you move or after you move?
I'll do it after we move.
Okay. Go ahead and make your investigation roll.
16. Tell me what I see.
You see more of that corroded floors and walls and the little grate holes that everybody else has been seeing. You don't see anything beyond that or put anything else together beyond that. Now, Edward, being at the front of the line, did you do an investigation at all? Gotcha. Go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah.
$17.
Alright, so as you guys are kind of moving through the entire group behind you at your back, you look ahead and you notice the door, that there's like a little, like, it looks like it's the flat of the wood, right? And then all of a sudden you notice like something kind of sliding and two little peek holes appear. and then they just kind of darken as something on the other side is looking through. You all hear a loud clink, and in front of the door, you notice that the floor, there's something metallic that begins to rise up. And there is almost like it's like made of glass within the center, like a window is raising up.
Covering the door.
Covering the door. Hugh, behind you, you notice the same. Right around here.
Yep.
Another panel begins to raise up.
Mm.
What's everyone's reaction here?
I'm getting into defensive stance.
Okay.
Just a slow guess here, considering what just happened now and the condition of the bodies and the tunnel here. Is this acid?
What is acid?
The corrosion and the bodies damage on like the skeletons that we've been seeing.
I would say at this point you're putting together that there was some sort of acidic disaster that happened here.
Okay. And from that, I'll just like say down the line, just like, we gotta get out. Come on. And I'll start making my way toward where that door was, trying to see if we can break the glass.
Okay. So you move up to where the door is at. The glass window that's coming up is about halfway up the door. Same behind you guys.
I'm gonna try to grab it, push down.
Go
I
ahead.
doubt I can do much, but
Make a strength check.
Strength check.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see.
not 5.
No, that door begins to kind of raise above your head, and you notice that like the little peephole, there's like a pair of eyes that are kind of looking through, and at the last second you hear like a gotcha.
Oh, fuck.
LaFay, what do you do? All I hear in my head is Indiana Jones. Dun 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 dun.
Does Fenrir hear that voice?
Doesn't really have.
Yeah, it's
sword or
most
anything
definitely
like
the voice you recognize.
that. Guess she just tries to like go. I mean, she doesn't have her sword or anything like that.
Oh, Fenrir meant to hand her the trickster belt, which he does have.
The one that you bullied a little girl for?
Yes, absolutely. But also, Fenrir hearing the voice of the friend, he steps forward and looks at LaFay. If you could, move out of the way.
Yeah, it is your turn, LaFay. Are you ducking into one of these cages or anything?
Yeah.
So you duck like right around here. Are you holding your action or anything?
Yeah.
All right, and it goes to Fen. What are you doing?
Better move.
Currently being lifted up by the glass, apparently.
And at this point, like it's like right here. You, like, you kind of drop off.
I would have let go, yeah.
And you get a shift over as well.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Also, no matter what's in the cell.
Within this cell, you notice that there is like what looks like a bunch of stones on the corner of the wall, kind of like right around here. That looks like somebody had at one point moved and was like chipping away at it to kind of escape. But it looks like they didn't get very far. But there are no remains of the skeleton either, so if it helps, this part of the dungeon is so fucking old that there's, even if there was loot in there at some point, someone's cleared it out already. If that makes sense.
There might have been a golden tooth or something.
Finner getting a running start.
There's no golden tooth.
Yeah. Finner getting a running start.
What's your movement speed?
It'll be 75 after I rage.
You're raging right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to plow through that panel and the door.
Okay. I would assume you're making an attack on the door, right?
Or like a strength check, or just like it's a full. It's literally a full, like, I'm going through.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Advantage. 24.
You charge full speed at this thing, and you can kind of see like the little eyeballs like peeking through. And as you get closer and closer, you can kind of hear the muffled, yeah, hit it, and you boom, ran into the glass.
Huh.
And when you hit it, it's almost like you feel the reinforcement behind it as well. And it begins to close up. And on the other side of the glass, you can hear, "Oh, what are you gonna do now?" And Zoe, what are you doing?
Oh, we're trapped in the hallway currently. She's looking at her options currently.
Gotcha. Again, the music. Dun 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 dun. Any second now, someone's gonna pull off something badass, and then dun 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 dun.
Currently, you said all of the cells have skeletons except for the last one.
Not all of them. Like the first one has a couple of like leftover bones, and then the third one has like the what looked like maybe a pair of cellmates were kind of like holding on to each other at the last second. And then where LaFay's currently standing, there was one that was like maybe like trying to reach through the bars, desperately trying to get out. And then where Edard is and you are currently standing, like I said, there's a part of the wall in the corner right here, the bottom left, where it looks like whoever was in there before was like chipping away at the wall to try to escape.
All right, it's still my turn, I think. I still have movement.
Oh no, I gave it to Zoe. You did your charge movement. You did your attack or your action. We're not in an initiative order. I'm just going off of like who's in the hallway.
So this is an old one.
Where's Zoe?
erupting-
Where's Zoe?
Yeah.
Zoe.
Effie, I can't really talk. I have a blister in my mouth and it hurts to talk.
I have a tongue in my mouth.
Jesus. But no, she's been having issues.
Gotcha.
She's gonna cast Erupting Earth.
Okay.
I guess. Where's the 2 panels?
There is one like right around here, behind you,
Okay.
and then there's one right in front of you, where the door is.
Okay. She's gonna cast it at the one that's in front of Finner.
Okay. Do you need to move out of the way or anything?
I would have to say yes, actually, on that one.
So I'll give you that free movement to shift. Does she need to be within range or anything?
The range is 120 feet, and it's
Okay.
a 20.
What's the spell called again?
Square. Erupting Earth. And you said the area was old ruins and decrepit, kind of. So
I mean, it's just supposed to feel old, like it's been abandoned for a long time. It's just no telling like how thick these walls are or how deep underground you guys might be. For all you know, you're inside of a mountain right now. Would they be taking... You guys would be taking damage from this, wouldn't you?
yeah. Sorry, Eddard.
So this wouldn't necessarily be considered an attack. You're trying to disrupt the flooring around it, right?
The flooring, the walls, yeah. Anything that breaks it.
What level is she casting it at? I'm gonna grab something real quick. I need a reference. It's amazing how relevant the Dungeon Master's Screen Guide still is. Because it has all those stats in there for like stone and how much AC it might have and stuff like that. Yeah, because I haven't touched my physical stuff in a while, dude. Like, some of the figures there are sticking to the actual, like, thing, you know?
Level 4. And the door would have to make a dex save of 20, which I don't think it moves.
Well, the door is protected by the glass barrier that's in front of it currently. So again, like, it's separating, like, where you guys are standing and where that door is.
Yeah. But me and Eddard will have to make a dex save and have to beat 20.
They're gonna kill you, Moses. They're gonna kill you, Eddard.
I always knew this day would come. Stabs Fenrir in the face.
Wait, who's trying to kill me?
Zoe.
I like how
I can't reach her. Eldritch Blast.
Oh, God.
No, actually, if I were to attack her, I could reach her.
Cool. Yeah, no, I failed that check. I'm taking damage.
Hold on.
Hello.
What was the question? I thought you were talking to Zoe. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I said I think that I failed that saving throw.
Okay.
But the initial target is going to be like the door frame, the just that. So 4 by 4 area.
Even if if it's blocked by the that glass screen, is it like, are you specifically targeting the other side of that, right?
No. It's targeting the area of.
Okay.
Yeah. So the vicinity that like being targeted currently would be the area that me and Ed are in, the room,
Okay.
the hallway, and 10 feet forward.
What's the maximum? So, like, let's say this is the target area, right?
Yeah, 4 by 4.
So
from that spot.
1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is that what it is?
No. So go up.
Mhm.
One more. Those 4 spaces next to each other.
So this right here, like this area right here.
Yeah, and then where me and Ed are. It's a 20 by 20 square.
All right, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20 that she's doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this...
And then it's, outward too. It's a whole square.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15,
I wish I could
20,
draw on it.
5, 10, 15...
It's a dex save, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what we're going to do is it's kind of erupting from that center point, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, like, as it erupts, the stoneworks and everything around it will start to take damage, right?
Yes.
Okay. My brain is now calculating all this, so... And then we'll, I can't make a save because it's just stone that you're attacking right now. So it would just be the damage at that point. Alright, and what's the damage? If you have any yet?
28.
So I assume this is kind of relatively the
Yeah, that's
framework.
relatively the area.
Actually, let's do a circle. It's kind of... Is it in a circle or a square?
It's a square.
Let me see if I have that tool.
Can you make that square again?
Yeah, I can do that. If it lets me.
We're learning things together.
It lets me do a 20 foot. There we go. So, like, that's kind of what we're going for right here, right?
Yeah.
I assume we're kind of like we're trying to avoid you guys, so I would say like this is a perfect little spot right here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage.
It's 28.
All right. So. Okay, so most of the stone structure in this circle area, right?
Yeah.
It takes the most damage, and you notice that most of the stonework cracks with the power of this spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't shatter and crumble it, though, as most of the structure holds. The door, however, as soon as like it starts to kind of rumble and shake, it cracks and breaks apart, revealing exactly on the other side, kind of like taking a step back, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The glass that separates you guys, however, remains unmoved.
Is there at least a small area now in between where the glass is from the walls?
So where the glass had come up, you do notice like right around here, like kind of running along the walls, the stone structure here and here.
Yeah.
It seems to kind of be like extended. You just can't tell how far it runs. So everything that came up just slid up from that area, making sure to encapsulate the cells. So whoever built this this trap essentially designed it with maintaining the cells within the trap. And Zoe, that was your turn, correct? I'll leave that marker there too.
Yeah.
Zoe, you notice, like, I'm gonna say, like, the grates are, like, in between, like, the cells. So, like, right where Hugh is standing right there. Hugh, under your feet, you start to hear, like, like something sputtering. And you start to kind of smell, like, burning on your feet. It is currently your turn. And you guys notice that something green and thick begins to bubble and boil through the grate holes and start to fill the room, the floor, the hallway. It smells, feels, and looks like acid. Did you just say... I wish you guys could see Eddard's face, because he's doing one of these, like the... Like, I wasn't even supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to go to Berkeley.
I'm supposed to go to Berkeley. Damn, now I want to watch that movie. Alright, and Hugh, yeah, it's your turn currently. You saw Zoe cast his spell. Also, Zoe, did you move at all? Did she want to move up or anything?
No.
No.
I'm fine where I'm at.
Gotcha.
I guess I'm gonna move forward. I think. I know, I'm scared.
Oh, she didn't move? She decided to stay?
Yes.
Okay, my bad. I'm like taking notes at the same time and doing things behind the scenes. And then Hugh, what were you doing?
I'm going forward.
Gonna rush
Did it
ahead?
say?
So you got
Fuck
5,
it,
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's see here. Okay. Hugh, you moved up 30 feet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any more movement beyond that. I don't have your character sheet up right now.
No, that's not even a double time.
So you're in the cell just before you reach LaFay, and you're standing on top of one of the grates, which is also spewing some of that acid out.
Mm. Yum.
Yeah, tasty, right?
Tasty. Oh, thirsty. But yeah, I guess I should just vibe and do nothing.
All right, that's awesome. At the end of your turn,
Let's see how much acid damage I'm gonna take.
you take 4 points of acid damage.
Only 4?
Only 4.
Oh. Oh, thank you. on my turn, I guess.
Alright, so as you end your turn, you take the damage, and Zoe, behind you, you begin to hear like more sputtering coming from one of these holes. In fact, some of you even see like bubbles kind of formulating, like in those specific spots running up to you. But Zoe in particular, you start to notice that the bubbling turns into like this growing mound, like right around here.
Wait. This is a fucking gelatinous cube.
It doesn't have it, so unfortunately I can't use that. So I will use that in its place.
It's a gelatinous cube.
Well, I mean, I have to use this as the marker, but you notice that this odd kind of silvery thing starts to push out, and within it you can see that there's like this green like acidic color to it, just matching what's in its surroundings. It like begins to kind of stretch and move, and you realize that these are like tentacles kind of coming off of this thing, and as it opens its mouth, it's just like not a gelatinous cube.
Specifically says not gelatinous cube. Zoe stares.
So as this thing is like coming out and like releasing what looks like these fumes coming off of its body, you kind of like catch a whiff of this thing. And you are going to take, oh, that's not so bad, 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Then this creature locks onto you, Zoe, and it like lashes out immediately. And it's going to go ahead and attack with... First swing is coming at you. 20 to hit.
That hits.
And this next attack from it is going to be a 15.
The 15 I don't think hits.
It doesn't sound like it hits, no. $19 points of bludgeoning damage. So 19 points of bludgeoning damage and 9 points of poison damage as well. And after that, I need you all to roll initiative.
9 points of poison and 19 points of bludgeoning. Yeah. It is an 18 for me.
Is that points of damage for everybody?
22.
No, that was just the creature attacking Zoe as it came out.
Oh, okay, just want to make sure. Good thing I moved.
I rolled a 22.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
He's always 22, the face 17.
Wait!
Aw, yeah,
Okay.
baby.
Hold on.
I got a nat 1.
Alright, Fenrir, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
18.
Oh, I got it.
Zoe, what did you roll?
22.
22?
22.
You can answer for her now that I know what's going on with the mouth thing. I just like to hear my players' voices.
I
Oh,
know. Yeah, I know.
Zoe.
Yeah.
All right, I got Fen, Zoe. Hugh, what was your role? Huh?
1.
You got a 1?
I got a 1.
And then LaFay,
17.
17. Edard,
14.
14. My not gelatinous cube. Ugh, what do we got here? LaFay, roll a d20.
D20.
Yeah, just a regular d20, no add-ons or anything. You tied with the elemental
Alright.
creature.
Oh, okay. 11.
All right, so you're gonna go before it.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. Bear with me here, guys, as I do all this stuff. I'm really nervous about this part. All right. Top of the order, we got Zoe. And also, you notice that the acid that's pooling into the room is now about maybe 2.5 feet moving up. So the room is filling rather quickly. I'm getting the music.
Bye, everyone.
That'd be funny.
That's what Doctor Strange would do.
That is what Doctor Strange would do.
What's up? Yeah, it's your turn. You're. I thought you were saying you're just gonna shank Effie.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, what? Why? What did I do?
It's
What is it again?
it's an elemental of some kind. It's just like a, what is it? A silvery like.
It's a mercury elemental to be exact.
Okay, cool. Rude.
Sorry. Dungeon's got a dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah, point girl. Okay. How big of an area is that?
150 feet. That's 100-foot radius. Basically.
How big is this hallway?
Like in length or just like the width? It's like 5 feet.
Like the general area.
Like right here, You got the wall running along the side, and then like the 5 feet. If we're stretching down the hallway from where the glass door is,
Yeah.
5,
Like
10,
the end of the
15,
hallway.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 feet in total.
And you said, how high is the ceiling?
From the floor up, you're looking at 10 feet. Huh? I don't know. We'll see. And it just brings the whole thing down on you guys. And that's the end of the initiative. They died in a tunnel.
She says she wants to cast plant growth.
Okay.
So, what this does is it creates any type of vegetation of some kind in a 100-foot area from
Which
where
an
she's
acid
standing.
would dissolve instantly.
Depending of which, whatever it could be, maybe. So, what if it were to be used to create elevation?
Depends on how much you can create at a given time. So if
100
it's
foot, it's a lot.
you're gonna have to give me like some sort of like. So the way I'm handling the damage at the end of every turn, whoever's turn it was is taking damage, right? So if you were to create vegetation underneath them, that would start taking the damage instead, right? And that's the idea.
Kind of the pull everybody out from the acid.
I mean, like then what we would be doing is creating a thick layer on the floor to try to like give you guys more time, essentially, right?
Yes.
So I would need like a total health, a realistic amount of health, because we're talking about plants here, right?
Yeah, well, it's any type of plant. So in this situation, it could be like tree roots.
I would consider it to be fragile, right?
Depending on the tree roots.
What kind of tree roots are we making here? Like, are we making tree trunks or like branches here? What are we doing?
Probably. Plant growth doesn't specify. It just says it's an outburst growth of chosen plants or something like that.
What's it called again?
Plant growth.
It seems like it has to depend on there already being vegetation there. Are two possible. If you cast a spell using one action, choose a point within range. All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. And at which point we're not looking at any vegetation. This is a very stone-ridden structure.
Alright, so then we'll just cast Moonbeam on that thing.
On the creature?
Yeah, and she's gonna move.
Okay. What kind of damage is this?
Radiant.
Constitution saving throw.
And it's a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. Constitution save coming up. Got an 18 on the die, plus 5, 23.
So it takes half damage.
That's
10.
mine.
It's 10. The half damage is 10.
All right, so you cast this beam on it, and like the creature like kind of like it's now nice and luminescent. It kind of glows off of this thing. The torches along the wall, you guys also notice kind of like flicker, almost like it's dancing along to the chaos that's currently ensuing. What do you do from there?
She's gonna move forward, probably closer towards the group.
So like right up next to Hugh?
Probably hopping over
5,
Hugh.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right here. Hopping over Hugh. I know, right?
Actually, no. She still has her cloak on, so she's levitating over you.
Gotcha. And then I was gonna ask, is Eris out, or do you have Eris like tucked away right now?
Eris is the cloak.
Okay. And then I assume that you can still hear Eris like speaking to you, right?
Yes.
So yeah, like you do hear Eris kind of going, "What do we do? What do we do? What do you do?" Huh? I try not to forget it, but sometimes when it's not important, I'm like, we don't need it right now.
But it's not a small box, it's a larger box.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got
If you can explain it.
So like out of her cloak, it would be like a fox head kind of like coming out from where it would be from her back area, like a tail.
Gotcha.
With a fox head at the end of it, so it can talk to her.
Okay.
That'd be.
Yeah, it's just mostly Eris just kind of going, "What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?"
Oh, and she's also staying levitated above the acid.
That's a good idea. You avoid my acid damage for now. Yeah. And that's turn?
Zoe's gonna look at Eris and she's just gonna laugh a bit. Why are you stressing out? We've done this before.
It's just gross.
You've never complained before.
Look at that thing. And like down the hall you just see...
You know, I think I've seen Hugh scarier than that.
Eris, like, considers this almost as if they're looking at Hugh, and then they go, I guess he kind of smells more.
Mama, mama.
Alright, that's end turn?
End turn.
Alright, Fen, here go.
Fenrir kind of like clinging to the wall there after the erupting earth spell. Okay. Now the area's filling with acid. Eddard, got any ideas?
It ain't my turn yet.
You guys can communicate, though. You can communicate.
No, I know. I was just making a joke.
What do you mean it's not your turn yet? We're dying. No.
They're dying!
It's the initiative rolls. You gotta
What
go.
are those?
I can't do anything. The gods decide when we move.
Sure.
What was your question again?
Jeez. Got any ideas?
I got one. Oh, I'm not sure if it's gonna work.
Well.
LaFay, like you see, like the corpse. I don't know. In that case, it's like the remaining like skull and bones like float up a little bit and just instantly disintegrate.
What's your idea, Eddard?
I'm gonna try to get on the other side of this wall.
Wait. He looks over. If Eddard's pointing at a wall.
You doing the
Oh no, I'm
one,
pointing at the glass wall.
Oh, okay.
He says wall, and Fenrir looks around the room.
He's pointing at the glass wall. He says.
I know, but when he hears the word wall, he just like looks still.
John Travolta.
Does he see the scraped up wall though?
I mean, like I said, like around here, like where the cell is, after Zoe did what she did, it definitely disrupted most of the rock or the stone formation. So you can see like most of that glass running through the wall, right?
Yeah.
And then all along here, this wall in particular is much weaker, along with the roof around it. Unless it just affects the ground area, not exactly like the surrounding area, but I assume it does.
It does.
So yeah, like most of this area right here currently is weakened, except the glass wall looks like it wasn't completely affected. You guys also notice that Exactly has backed away, like further away from you guys, and he's just like, I don't know if you're gonna have enough time. That room's gonna fill up quick.
Fenrir looking across the hallway. You said that part is what looks weakened.
Yeah, like this structure of the wall, whatever Zoe did with that spell is definitely damaged this quite a bit.
And this would be considered a construct, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna bash through the wall. I'm gonna go out that wall and just go through it.
All right. Roll to attack it.
Sure.
It matters. It does matter.
Bludgeoning.
I'm about to.
That's a 32.
Okay, 32 to hit that part of the wall. I would assume with all that damage, this part of the wall in particular breaks apart. I'm going to see if I can get something to mark that as well.
Yeah.
I think a good blue would probably be a good color.
I could use it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually paid Barnes and Noble with a $2.
So, are you seeing that, Fen?
Yeah.
So you bash that, whatever was remaining just kind of like completely shatters away, right?
Yeah.
Revealing that there's like more like beyond it, like, you know, more to the structure going out.
Yeah, I'm gonna move in more and break that next part.
Go ahead and take a swing at it.
28.
28 does hit. Roll damage.
That'll be 32.
32. All right, you do smash it significantly to the point where you can see cracks running along through it. It's like it's literally hanging on to just whatever's left. It's almost rubble.
My third attack?
Yep.
30.
You completely destroy what's left of that stone structure there. I'm going to add another little square here. That's right. It goes into the square hole. And where does you see this circle shape? Guess where that one goes? That's right, into the square hole. So you smash through.
As a bonus action, I'm going to make my offhand melee attack.
Onto this last bit here, or the one beneath you?
Onto the last bit beneath. No, yeah, onto the...
like, are you going to, like, smash this side, or are you going to smash this side? Because you can't see through it at the moment, so you don't know exactly which way to go.
I'm going straight. I think the best way to go is straight.
Gotcha, makes sense. Yep.
$24.
That hits, yep.
That'll be 36 points.
You completely destroy that part of the structure, creating an opening. So Fen has completely shattered through the wall here and created an opening into the next room. Are you going to finish your movement? You got 5, 10, 15 feet in so far.
Yeah, I'm going to step out into the next room.
20, 25. Like right around here or here? Where do you want to go?
Is that a pillar?
Huh?
The little circle you drew there, is that a pillar?
So no. When you bust in, you notice that this room is kind of dome shaped, right? Like a half a dome shape, and you notice that like each of these pads looks like they're kind of elevated off the floor, like a floating disc.
Yeah.
And they have like a blanket laid over them, almost like this is a place of prayer or meditation. The double doors over here currently look like they're closed. And the room is empty besides what you see floating in the room. The ceiling above it, it looks like at some point someone had painted almost like constellations across it. And they seemingly look enchanted as they kind of shift and move, and you see like little streaks of stars. But this enchantment looks faded, like it's been there for a very long time, and no one's kind of come in to recast it or upkeep it. It just looks like an old meditation room.
Oh.
And also, the acid kind of begins to spill through and sticks to your shoe and stuff like that. Or your bare feet if you're barefoot.
Fenrir kind of like looking around the room real quick. He's gonna like look back into the hole, the tunnel he made. Eddard, bring everybody through.
And that's your turn?
Yeah.
Alright, end of your turn. You will take 9 points of poison damage. Or acid damage. Acid, sorry. Acid. And from there we go over to LaFay. And LaFay, you can hear Fenrir calling out to you guys.
Till I get out.
Huh? You gonna run that way?
Like, yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet? You make it like around there.
Yes.
Do you want to double your speed and just move into the room?
She can do that as a bonus.
Yes, please. Yeah, like a cunning action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alright, you got kind of like this area right here to kind of stand in. Where do you want to be? Remember, the black things are kind of floating on the floor, so you'd have to stand on them to kind of occupy this space. Otherwise, you're going to stand like kind of next to them.
Yeah, I'll do that right there.
Like right here?
Yeah, like where that big circle-y thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave for that. Like, I'm gonna leave like that for now.
Okay. You're going to take 5 points of acid damage here.
Okay.
Alright. Let's see here. Alright, Hugh.
That's me.
This acidic elemental creature begins to kind of warble its way towards you. And it like comes up. That's the only creative sound I can make.
Made
You
me
start
think
within
of
10
Scooby.
feet. Good. Let's see. I don't assume a 16 hits you.
Nope.
As this thing lashes out one of its tentacle pods, and then an 11 probably does not hit you either.
Nope.
And then something terrible happens. Zoe.
My ass. Oh.
Yeah?
Between you and where Eddard is currently, like right before this cell right here,
Uh-huh.
let's see. You notice that the grate is bubbling within that area as well, and another one of these cube creature, or not cube, it's not a gelatinous cube. Why don't you have all the tokens? Another one of these like elemental creatures begins to pull out of it, and it like kind of looks around wildly, just. And Edward, it locks in on you within the bars, so it begins to kind of shift up and blocks you from where Fen went. And Zoe, as this thing comes out of the ground and gives off like whatever, you know, like this acidic like spray that comes off of it, you take 8 points of poison damage.
Come on.
Edward, this new creature is moving up to you. 16 to hit. I believe that misses. And nat 20 to hit.
No. Just kidding. Yeah.
That's 37 points of bludgeoning damage as it smacks you. 37 points. And then 14 more points of poison damage. Alright, that ends its turn, and we go over to you, Edard.
So it's currently just blocking me right now?
Yeah, it's currently blocking your way through. I wish I can shrink these tokens. They're not supposed to be that big. I just want to find something smaller.
It is just me.
Oh, there we go. We'll use that. That way it doesn't look like it's completely like just blocking all lanes there. There we go. I know. I got you later.
Quick question. Does it look like exactly still in there, or he left?
At this point, exactly seems to have cleared the room. And, like, if you were kind of, like, peering down through the doorway, you can see on the other side that there looks like these, like, there's these metallic, like, platforms. And you can just kind of make out what looks like these, like, cylindrical glass containers. And, like, the one standing in the middle looks like it's, like, open. Like, whatever the cylinder was, it's been lowered down. And there's, like, a ring there on top of the platform.
That's where it exactly was, right?
That's where he was, but he's currently left that area.
Okay. I had one idea in mind, but I think I'm going to change it up now. Just gonna... it's not saying...
There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to just cast fly on myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to fly over this thing so I can get to Hugh.
It's still gonna give a attack of opportunity.
I know.
Okay. So lifting up, moving around, it's gonna go ahead and swing at you. That's gonna miss. So 5, 10, 15, 20. You're going all the way to Hugh. I'm gonna kind of hover you like above his head.
I can move up to 60 feet while flying, so and I'm gonna try to pick up Hugh.
Hugh, are you letting him pick you up?
I'd like to see if he can pick me up.
I mean, that is a question, yeah.
How much do you weigh?
Well,
These are important questions.
my
If I recall, it was
my
like
carried
300
weight right
something.
now
Hold on,
is 160.
160. Okay.
That's carried weight.
How much can you bench, Edward? Not a lot, I don't think.
In my full weight, on top of that is 180.
Okay.
So, well, like close to 340, 30 pounds.
I got this. I'll be okay.
If you can pick my fat ass up, I'll be fucking amazed.
Damn, I would say the DC is pretty high then.
Goodbye, Hugh. Leaves him.
Like you would have better chances like grabbing Zoe, but Zoe's already flying, so she's good.
Yeah, that's why I figured it.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, she'll be all right.
I ain't no bitch.
He's got something.
Actually, since I casted it at 4th level, I can give flight to one other person.
Hey!
So
I don't need your fucking handout.
you just start floating as.
So like I would say so just
instead
before
of,
you get to Zoe, you're just like
instead of actually like flying over to Hugh, I'll just like kind of, you know, since I see him there, just like cast it on him. Yeah. And then I'll just go in toward the other room. This way.
Well, I'll give you the movement. You still got the attack on you, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Where you want to be in the room?
I mean, there's fine. I'm floating, so how high is the room?
This room in particular goes up to like 20 feet high. With like again, it's got like this nice dome effect. There's like this enchanted ceiling with like the constellations over it.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just be like 10 feet over the ground, I guess, for now.
Gotcha. All right. Let me go over to Hugh.
Become the howitzer, Hugh. Fly.
I don't think I will.
Fine, stay there. Maybe Bob better Hugh.
Yep. I don't know. Fuck. What do I want to do? So I'm floating, or am I just kind of? Did I say fuck it?
Fly
yeah,
right now.
You're hovering over the acid currently, so you should be fine
Okay,
there.
I'm gonna make myself look stupid. I'm gonna pretend like I'm swimming through the air towards everybody else down the hole.
He's cartoon swimming through the air.
Okay. As you move out of range, 17 to hit. I don't believe that hits you.
No, sir.
What's his flight speed? Is it yours? It's 60. All right. So you just want to follow them all the way out, right?
Mm-hmm.
25, 30. It's gonna miss.
You can't touch me.
50, 55, 60. Okay, you make it into the other room.
Oh wait. I got 2.
You just see me fucking swimming into the room. What's up? Oh, this fucking game hurts my fucking feelings.
It's like in Willy Wonka when they take the fizzy lifty drinks. We're floating through the air, Charlie.
Fenrir just like laughs a little bit. He looks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. That's not new.
Fucking you could fly. Oh, look you.
Leave me the fuck alone!
Let's see here. Alright, so top of the order, you guys do notice that the acid continues to kind of bubble up, Zoe, and it is kind of spilling over into the room now. So it's maybe taking up a good quarter of the room right now as it spills over. But, you know, if you're floating currently, you're fine, you know, and if you're on the floor, you're probably in the most danger. It goes over to Zoe.
They abandoned me. How sweet.
Zoe, you coming?
Zoe?
No. Float here.
No, I'm just gonna stay here.
Watch it bubble and rise.
Eris be like, no, it's gross, I don't like the smell. Go to bed.
Wait, how the hell did they get over there?
Zoe is literally said for my sage. They left.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to move towards them.
Like, go toward them. You got 60 feet of movement, so you should be able to clear. It's just the attack of opportunity from the one guy.
Is it possible to float out of his range?
The room is too tight. Like, you got like another 5 feet. Like, you're literally just going over his head. So as you pass, he's gonna take a swing at you. 17 to hit.
He misses.
All right, and you can fly into the room. So we got 3 people currently in flight, hovering over the room, right?
Yep.
Okay. That was your movement. I think you still have like maybe a couple more feet, maybe like 10 more feet to move.
I'm good where I'm at.
All right. Are you ending turn here?
Yep.
All right. We go over to Fenrir.
I want to collapse the tunnel.
Okay. So you're gonna like smash this area like right around here?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and I would say like maybe 3 successful hits in this zone. And then with the right amount of damage. So go ahead and roll the first attack.
That's a 30.
That hits, yep. Go ahead and determine damage.
Hang on, I'm gonna get the 3 hits in first. 31's the second hit.
31 hits, yep.
21 on the third hit.
All 3 hit, yep. Go ahead and calculate
Okay, cool.
damage.
That'll be 28. 32. And 30.
Grand total.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Mhm.
It's 2, 8, 6, 50, 66. Like 80, actually 90 flat.
90 flat. Sure. Alright, so most of the structure does collapse down. You're blocking most of the acid spilling into the room. Over the top area, I would say that maybe there's like half of, like 2.5 feet of space left where it didn't completely cover the tunnel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, is there a way that I can cover that too? I have a bonus attack.
That's with the maximum damage. You can go ahead and roll to complete the damage as well. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that, and that would successfully block the tunnel off for now.
Yeah, that's a 30. Yeah, that's a 34.
Yeah. So Fen goes in, grabs the top, and you see the acid stop spilling into the room, and it kind of like starts to settle down along the floor. You can still hear the creature on the other side, kind of like, you know, mewing and making noises and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's the end of your turn. What are you doing from there?
I'm gonna back away from the acid.
All right. So I would say 5, 10. So I would say like this kind of like right around here puts you out of the range.
Okay.
Okay. End of your turn.
Yeah.
All right, LaFay. LaFay.
Wait.
So the entire group's in the room. Edard, Zoe, and Hugh are currently floating above the pool of acid that Fenrir now successfully blocked off. So you guys are currently in a quote-unquote safe zone. Huh?
Huh?
You're still in initiative.
It didn't say.
I'm not safe.
Huh?
It says it's being delivered. That it was at that it's estimated
Bad
at 11:13.
Huh?
It just finished at 11:13. Jesus.
All right, LaFay, what you doing? Oh, baby,
That's
can you
why.
I'm
give
sorry.
you a hard time to stop wasting that? Please? What's your problem? All right, what's going on, LaFay?
I mean, I was trying to ask like what on the screen that blue stuff that's like in front of Edard.
That was just marking the tunnel that Fenrir
Oh,
created.
okay.
That way, you guys can kind of determine like where the structure was damaged, what stone was weakened and stuff like that. But he literally created a tunnel, so that's what all the blue part is.
Over there. Yeah, I can just go over there. I'm sorry. Go over there. It's over that tunnel thing.
Going over where?
Like that tunnel thing, like where Ed's at.
Okay, so you're still standing in the acid, and you go over here. You go right here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Or yeah, I'm getting allergic reactions now. I just reason. Sorry, I'm about to end turn.
You're about to end turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to end the turn because my eye's having an allergic reaction. Gotta get it out the way. I'm sorry.
All right. Are you ending your turn like standing in the acid, or would you prefer to move out of the acid?
No, out of the acid. Out of
Okay,
the acid.
because you were already like kind of standing on it, so let's get you out of there. Which way would you like to move? Near the south end of the of this room, over to the western or eastern end, or you want me to just pick for you?
Western, over there.
Right around
Western.
here. Like right around here. Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
You can even stand on the floating disc if you want.
I'll go on the floating disc.
Okay. Alright, since she's ending her turn there, we go over to creatures right here. So you guys can hear more like groaning and moaning noises coming from the direction you guys just came through, like where the tunnel is. And you, from your perspective, you see that like it's like kind of like smashing out like the gravel right now, just going. And little bits of acid kind of like spray into the room from the from like the lower part of the floor. No. I'm just explaining what you're seeing happening currently. And now it's your turn. I'm looking to wrap up here soon, guys, just so you know.
It looks like they're burning through all the rubble.
They're definitely like starting to kind of like smash at it, like, you know, haphazardly, and it's causing like the rubble to kind of shift and move a little bit, which causes a little bit of the acid to spill through every once in a while. But it doesn't look like it's doing significant damage to get through just yet. So it's definitely trying its hardest to break through.
Here's a quick question from where I was at last time. How thick does this wall look?
Like where? What do you mean? Like right here?
Yeah. No, the wall next to that kind of goes north.
This one?
Yeah.
I mean, it's stone, so you can't really like. There's no way of telling from there.
No, like from like where I was. Like, did it seem like 10 feet in, 15?
I don't know how you would determine that.
I mean, from where I was before.
Like right here, man?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're like looking down this passage, I guess you could say it's about 10 feet thick, you know? So, like, as far as you can tell, all this right here, this wall right here, it goes about 10 feet. But you just can't tell. Stupid fog of war I can't put down for you guys. Yeah. Like, otherwise, it'd be even more obscure. So, but obviously, like, this is what you see right now. Is like, like, as far as you can tell, that's That's the wall.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if it goes beyond 10 feet right
Exactly.
now.
It, like you just know it's stone, you know it's a wall, and based on what you saw where that door was and where the glass separated you guys, it was about 10 feet to wrap around the corner. So you don't know like if there's more to that wall or not.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try anyways. So what I'm about to do, just let you know, Hugh, like it's gonna drop flight on you. I'm going to go toward the wall.
You're gonna drop.
And blink.
You're gonna go at this wall right here.
Yeah, the north wall.
Don't you have to be able to see where you're going, or like?
No, that's for thunderstep. I'm blinking.
Okay.
So I kind of poof out of there. So like I just disappeared.
Okay.
And I have to wait till next turn. Right now I'm in the ethereal plane.
Okay. Does that let you like pass through walls and stuff like
When
that?
I return, I can move up to 10 feet. And after I move 10 feet, if I'm in a space that's occupied or can't stand in, it'll move me to the nearest unoccupied spot.
That's pretty fucking cool, actually.
So if that wall is still just 10 feet, like from what I saw in that opening, I'll hopefully, fingers crossed, make it to the other side.
Alright, so you're currently like blinked. I'm gonna put you like right there, since that's
so
determinately where you're going. So you guys just watch Eddard vanish.
and also,
Hugh, you can no
just
longer
kinda
fly.
drops back down to the ground.
And luckily, he's not on the acid.
Yeah. And yeah, that essentially puts me in the ethereal plane, and I end my turn.
Alright. We go over to Hugh. Eddard just vanished.
Is he my dad? No, no response on that one.
He says yes, he's your daddy.
Oh, good, because he disappeared on me.
He gave you uppies with flight.
Daddy, I want uppies.
That's what he said before he went to the bathroom.
I require the uppies, Daddy. This game hurts my fucking feelings, man.
Alright, where are you going from here?
I still have uppies, right?
No, he dropped the spell and he disappeared.
Fucking asshole. Useless fur father. I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far. And the room still has acid inside?
Yeah, but it's only like, you see where the square is right here?
Yeah, okay, so it's only a little bit.
Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna create a green one because that's cool that I can do that stuff. And I'm going to give it like that much space. You see?
Ooh.
So like all that green area is where like the acid spilled into the room.
Okay.
I'm a genius.
Get you big brain over here.
I love this. I usually hate like map generators and stuff like that, but I really like this, what they have going on. Plus I can draw my maps and upload them, which is even better. I don't have to rely on constructing every layer of the fucking system. But yeah, this room is empty. Like I said, those black spots are like these floating discs to sit on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys do from there? I should probably like put a marker for a door, huh? Just to didn't really signify that. Well, that's terrible. Okay, that's not good at all. Alright, you see where that black line is right there?
Yep.
That's a double door, just so you guys know. I forgot to kind of draw one in, so I felt bad. Lion King, Frozen, one in Pumbaa, Moana. Okay. It's a movie, Mama. None of the nonsense that you've been watching. You need to cool it down. I'm almost done. Just relax. What you got going on, Hugh?
Really?
Huh?
Nothing really.
You just want to hold position for now?
For the time being, yeah.
Alright. You're at top of the order.
Oh. Sorry, that entire time that we're doing this fight, I was doing another boss fight in Elden Ring. I'm freaking the fuck out.
So, Zoe and Hugh, you notice that, like, where the rock structure is, about 5 feet up from the floor, you notice that, like, between the cracks of the rubble, there's little bits of acid starting to spill through to the room.
Oh, no. So the acid's getting bigger?
It is starting to cover a little more of the room.
We aren't liking that, are we?
Probably not.
Does it look like there's any other way out of the room?
Just the double doors.
Then I'm going to go through the double doors.
Well, you ended your turn. Did you want to go?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you ended your turn, so top of the order, the acid it's the acid's turn. And now it goes over to Zoe.
I forgot about that. Oops.
Don't worry, Zoe's still floating. You're safe. You moved out of the acid.
One second.
What was that, dude? I'm dead. Went boxy earlier in the.
Do you want Heroes Feast right now, or do you want?
I don't.
What about Investor of Flame?
Take that one off. Oh no. You found something that I wasn't paying attention to.
I'm going to give you the Istvan special.
Oh no. I'm a bit worried because he found something.
In D&D? What did he find? It's not even his turn.
He found it in my stuff.
Just like...
Why is he going through your bag? He's standing like 10 feet away from you.
He's my husband, basically.
No, he's not. That's not canon in the game. As far as we know, you guys are friends with benefits.
And
even then, that's questionable.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Wall of Stone.
Wall of stone. I assume to cover the structure here.
Yes. To
All right.
stop the acid.
I assume that just like creates the stone wall. I don't have to do anything else, right?
That's literally all.
That's literally all it does.
To signify that, we'll kind of go like this, making that disappear. And then I will add this right here. And I'll kind of put it halfway to plug the hole. Boom. How's that look?
Could have done that before Ed went into a wall.
You guys aren't communicating.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
He was like, you could have done that before I went through a wall.
You didn't say
It's like, you didn't say anything
anything
either. Like,
I know, it's funny.
you could have been like, hey
I
guys,
don't
I'm gonna
read
go through this
minds.
wall.
I don't read minds at art. I'm not that type of a mother.
I'm gonna bust out and break free. No, I'm gonna flex
Mom?
and bust out.
Mom, is that
All right,
you?
so
My
you earthbend, rock.
All those movements just to do that.
Oh yeah. Remember they got to do the to lift one stone.
What on earth?
Yeah, you never seen the Avatar movie? It was awesome.
Yes,
The last airbender.
I have.
The Last Airbender. Hot tuh. Spin on that thing.
On, my name is On.
Can we not?
I still haven't even seen the Netflix one yet.
Me neither.
All right, what we got going on? Zoe, that's your turn. Are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna go ahead and move right by Fenrir. Argue by. Really? Really?
Yeah.
You better be glad, Effie, that one day we'll make you a dinner.
Yay, I'll die eating something delicious. That'd be awesome.
That's
Alright.
the end of my turn.
All right, we go over to Fenrir. Fenrir, what you doing?
Here.
Fenrir just like he saw what happened and like looks at Zoe. I didn't know you could do that.
Don't. We're not talking about it.
You need to explain yourself.
I need to explain myself? Me.
Yes.
No.
Who?
She said no, you can take that.
Looking around the room, is there anything of like other discernment other than the floating little pedestals and the constellations on the ceiling?
Make an investigation.
Ew.
Ow. To your right, on the table,
Hello?
by your monster.
Oh,
Wow.
I is blind.
I
Meanwhile, one Final Fantasy.
know.
Investigation. Holy shit! I rolled a 19.
With a 19, you're kind of looking around the room. You don't see anything shiny or specifically like engaging past those really nice discs floating on the ground. Again, like it looks like a meditative room. You're looking at the ceiling and you can kind of see like, you know, the constellations moving. Again, like little shooting stars here and there. But nothing about the room kind of sticks out to you in particular.
By any chance, are these tinsers floating discs?
Tinsers? They're like metallic floating discs. They're not like shifting, moving. They're just hovering maybe like half of a foot off the floor.
Yeah, I was just making sure it wasn't a certain magic item.
No, it's like maybe they were enchanted at some point. It's supposed to create a like an aura in the room whenever you're in a meditative state.
Okay.
What do you do from there?
Keeping my eye kind of back onto the wall of stone.
She's definitely blocked off the acid run, so like, in my determination, this is probably going to slow down those things pretty significantly.
It would.
I don't even think they're going to be able to break through that stone unless they really hit hard. They got to be like, and consistently smack that thing. Spit on that thing.
Oh God.
Acid damage. Come on, men, work with me. They all huddle by the door. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many, and they like start to formulate into one giant monster creature.
Fenrir just kind of like waits there. I'm gonna hold my action.
All right, and from there we go over to LaFay. Are you also doing an investigation, holding action? What you doing?
I'm gonna do an investigation.
All right.
Cat, I got a 13.
You can see as much as Fenrir saw.
Wall.
Would you like to move from where you're positioned, or are you gonna hold where you're at?
Stone wall. That's a nice stone wall.
Look at those constellations. They're so pretty. These discs are cool.
Yeah.
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
Just. Yeah, I mean, she's just a wall. She can't really do much at the moment.
All right, holding position then?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. You guys can hear like noises coming from the other side of that wall, but it doesn't sound like they're doing much. Every once in a while, it's like a thud noise, like on concrete, you know. But it doesn't seem like they're progressing very well on over there, right? Let's see here. Oh, I did get that explanation wrong, didn't I? Edard, you in the ethereal plane, you're going through the wall, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you end and you come out through the other side.
Okay. Immediately, do I see any enemies or anything?
Yes, you do. So, when you go through, what you see is what looks like a laboratory. Unlike the rest of the tunnels you've been seeing, it has stone walls, but there's like a tiled floor. And remember how I explained that you saw these like these platforms with these tubes running along the middle?
Yeah.
So, like, right around here and here, you see that Jim is in one and Omin is in the other. And Omin and Jim are kind of, like, floating around in it. And they have, like, these, like, things attached to their faces, like masks, and tubes running up to the top. Almost like they're in a Bacta tank. And the liquid inside seems to kind of, like, swirl and move every once in a while. And they're just kind of, like, floating in this unconscious state. The corner over here you see that there's like what looks like a metallic pod that's been cracked open, and there you see that code name with the sliver indication right next to it. And then to the left of it, you see another pod kind of sealed as well, also with that label on the top. In the on the circular structure over here, instead of seeing a pod, what you see is what looks like a chair, and attached to it is what looks like almost like a scientist was there, and they're strapped to the chair, and the back of their skull is like cut open, like right around here. And then kind of along, right here. And then along the wall, right here, what you see is a bunch of like tools and experimentational type things kind of hung up on the wall. Along the table right here, you see that. Sorry. So like right around here between these two, you see that there's what looks like these X-ray photos and pictures and animations of these sliver creatures, and it looks like he's got like animations of like hybrids and stuff like that and different species and things that he's taken photos of at some point, but you can't really tell like what else is there. But the most specific thing aside from that are the assassins that suddenly turn to face you, and like they ready their weapons, and you notice that they're wearing these gauntlets on their hands that suddenly glow, and you see their muscles begin to flex and move, and they're just like, "You shouldn't have come here." And sitting in the middle tube, you see that there's a third person in this like stasis, and your mind is kind of like racing as you're kind of looking at them funny, and you realize that he looks almost exactly like LaFay's brother-in-law, Caleb. Bloodscream.
Oh, fuck.
And they're floating in their stasis. They're similar to the others.
Suddenly, this whole theory.
What the fuck?
I don't think Edard has met them, other than Caleb.
Yeah.
But you just realize that he looks kind of like him. But with the mask obscuring the face, you can't really tell exactly. The hair that's kind of like growing off of his head looks like it's nice and grayish and black colored. And as the assassins kind of ready themselves to move in on you.
Right. Hold that thought. I rolled a 19 to make sure I kept concentration on it, and I'm just gonna kind of jump back through the wall into the ethereal plane.
And that's where we end tonight's session.
So literally it's just like, oh wait,
popped in, took in the room, popped back out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's where we end tonight's session, guys. Oh boy, we got a long 2 weeks ahead of us.
I hear gauntlets that make people stronger.
Yes, sir.
Here,
Jim,
we need them.
Do you need them or do you want them?
Kind of both.
You'll see. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the end button. Any closing thoughts before I end the session?
Can't believe I'm a dwarf.
Haha, loser.